Thank you to everyone who has joined the live presentation and those watching the recording. My name is Miguel Cardona. I'm a qualified tax expert with the Low Income Taxpayer Clinic of the Legal Aid. Today is the Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. Throughout this presentation, we're going to be referring to the Earned Income Tax Credit, also as EITC. The EITC is a tax credit for certain taxpayers who work and have earned income under certain limit. A tax credit usually means more money in your pocket. It reduces the amount of tax that you owe, and it may also give you a refund. This presentation is going to be in collaboration with the Taxpayer Advocate Service Office. Now I'm going to pass it over to Teresa from the Taxpayer Advocate Service.
Thank you, Miguel. My name is Teresa Lucati-Bildick. I am the local taxpayer advocate in the Taxpayer Advocate Service Office in Plantation, Florida. And with me today, who will help us with the presentation, I have Kathleen Mulgrave and Kimberly Bryant, both with Taxpayer Advocate Service. Kathleen, let me introduce you.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Mulgrave, and as Teresa said, I am Group 1 Manager in the Taxpayer Advocate's Office in Plantation. Thank you.
And Kimberly Bryant.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kimberly Bryant, Group Manager in the Fort Lauderdale/Plantation Taxpayer Advocate Service Office.
And thank you very much. And I am going to get us started today. Thank you, Miguel, for the introduction, and thank you to Kim and Kathleen for joining us today. And I also want to thank our partner, Legal Aid Collier, who's dedicated their time and encourages taxpayers and communities to claim the Earned Income Tax Credit. Earned Income Tax Credit, we also call it EITC. So from now on, I'll call it EITC. This year marks the 16th anniversary of EITC Awareness Day. For over 45 years, EITC has aided low to moderate income workers and families through a significant tax break and a much needed refund. The EITC is one of the federal government's largest anti-poverty programs, offering financial assistance to hardworking Americans. Nationwide, as of December 2021, almost 25 million taxpayers received over $60 billion in EITC. The average amount of EITC received nationwide was $2,411. Here in Florida, an estimated 2.1 million taxpayers received $5.1 billion in EITC, and the average payment was $2,390. That's a lot of money added to Florida's economy. But more importantly, it's money for eligible workers and families who are struggling to pay their bills or put food on the table. With so many changes to the law and limited face-to-face assistance availability, events like EITC Awareness Day help to promote a benefit that millions of American workers have earned, but might have otherwise missed. People may ask why IRS promotes EITC Awareness Day every year. And my response is that approximately 20% of eligible taxpayers do not claim the credit. Therefore, it is important that we remind families and workers about EITC, since we understand that lives, incomes, and personal circumstances will change over time. The IRS urges workers who earn $57,414 or less in 2021 to see if they qualify. This includes people who work for someone else and those who have their own business or farm. Today, we are going to share some EITC basics with you and help you find resources in your community to get more help. And next slide, please. And I'm going to turn it over to Miguel.
There have been some temporary changes for 2021 only. Special rules apply if you're claiming the earned income tax credit without a qualifying child. In these cases, the minimum age has been lowered to age 19, except for specified students who must be at least 24 at the end of the year. However, the applicable minimum age is lowered further to former foster youth and qualified homeless youth to age 18. Additionally, you no longer need to be under age 65 to claim the earned income tax credit without a qualifying child. Now I'm going to pass it over to Kim.
Good afternoon. Next slide, please. The earned income tax credit amounts change each year. This year, as usual, the EITC credit amounts have increased, as well as the income amounts have increased, but they phase out once you reach a certain amount. As Teresa mentioned earlier, the IRS is urging anyone who has made $57,414 or less in 2021 to see if they qualify for the earned income tax credit. The maximum EITC amount in 2021 is $1,502, an increase of $538. The earned income phase out amount for a single taxpayer, and I'm sorry, that was for a single taxpayer. The earned income phase out amount for a single taxpayer is $21,430 and $27,380 for spouses filing a joint return. Both childless workers, that means that you don't have a dependent, and families with dependents can choose to figure the EITC using their 2019 income as long as it was higher than their 2021 income. In some instances, this option will give you a larger credit. Next slide, please.
Okay, now we're going to discuss permanent changes from 2021 and beyond. So we'll start with the investment income. You cannot claim the earned income credit unless your investment income is $10,000 or less. If your investment income is more than $10,000, you cannot claim the credit. So that's increased from $3,650. So the investment income is now $10,000 and you will be able to claim the credit. The Social Security identification requirement for qualifying children. To claim the earned income credit, you and your spouse, if filing a joint return, must have a valid Social Security number issued by the Social Security Administration by the due date of your 2021 return, including extensions. Your qualifying child must have a valid Social Security number issued on or before the due date of your return, including extensions, for you to claim a higher earned income credit amount based on that child. If you have at least one child who meets the conditions to be your qualifying child for purposes of claiming the EITC, but that child doesn't have a valid Social Security issued on or before the due date of your 2021 return, including extensions, you may be eligible to claim a self-only earned income credit if you otherwise are eligible. Next slide, please.
Okay, there is an updated rule for joint taxpayers, joint filing requirement for married but separated taxpayers. This is a change from prior years. So taxpayers claiming the EITC who file married filing separately must meet the eligibility requirements under the special rule in the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. So for example, if you are married but you don't file a joint return, you may qualify to claim the EITC if you live with a qualifying child for more than half the year and either live apart from your spouse for the last 6 months of 2021 or are legally separated according to your state law under a written separation agreement or a decree of separate maintenance, and you do not live in the same household as your spouse at the end of 2021. So even if you use the married filing separate filing status, you can still potentially claim the earned income tax credit. And you would check the box on Schedule EIC. Next slide, please.
To be eligible for the EITC in 2021, a taxpayer without any dependent that filed a return as single, head of household, widowed, or married filing separately cannot have an adjusted gross income of $21,430 or more. If the taxpayers file as married filing jointly, their adjusted gross income cannot be $27,380 or more. If the taxpayer has only one dependent, then the adjusted gross income for either single, head of household, widowed, or married filing separately has to be less than $42,158 or less than $48,108 for taxpayers filing married filing jointly. If the taxpayer has two dependents, then the maximum adjusted gross income for taxpayers filing as single, head of household, widowed, or married filing separately must be less than $47,915 or $53,865 for taxpayers filing as married filing jointly. If the taxpayer had three dependents or more, then the adjusted gross income for a taxpayer filing as single, head of household, widowed, or married filing separately must be less than $51,464 or $57,414 for taxpayers filing as married filing jointly. Next slide, please.
The maximum credit amounts that you could receive for if you do not have a qualifying child is $1,502, as mentioned earlier, a single person, no qualifying child. If you have one qualifying child, the maximum credit you can receive is $3,618. Two qualifying children, $5,980. If you have three or more qualifying children, your credit could possibly be $6,728. Please remember that if you are filing as married filing separate, you must meet the eligibility requirements under the special rule in the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, of 2021. Those rules were mentioned earlier in our presentation and can be found on the IRS website, www.irs.gov. There are also other income to consider, and investment income is one of those. You must have investment income of $10,000 or less to qualify for the earned income tax credit. Next slide, please.
Okay, to claim earned income tax credit, Schedule EIC should be completed and attach it to your tax return if you have a qualifying child and are claiming the EIC. Schedule EIC provides the IRS with information about your qualifying children, including their names, ages, social security numbers, relationship to you, and the amount of time they live with you during that tax year. Next slide, please.
Okay, continuing with this form, you can see on line 27A, it lists check here if you were born after January 1st, 1998 and before January 2nd, 2004, and you satisfy all the other requirements for taxpayers who are at least age 18 to claim EIC. And the reason is that special rules apply if you are claiming the earned income tax credit without a qualifying child. The minimum age has been lowered to age 19, except for specified students who must be at least age 24 at the end of the year. However, the applicable minimum age is lowered further for former foster youth and qualified homeless youth to age 18. Additionally, you no longer need to be under age 65 to claim the earned income tax credit without a qualifying child. So if you if those circumstances apply to you, you would check line 27A. And then line 27C is where you would indicate what your earned income was in the year 2019. So if your earned income in 2019 would result in a higher amount of earned income tax credit, you can have it calculated based on your 2019 earned income rather than on the earned income you had for year 2020. And this is where you would put it. Your earned income for 2019, you would put it there, and therefore you're telling it to calculate it based on your 2019 income. Next slide, please.
The IRS has issued different communications on earned income tax credit and the American Rescue Plan Act. One of the communications is IR 2021-106 from May 11th of 2021. One of the changes presented in that communication includes the exempting up to $10,200 in unemployment compensation from tax and other people who purchase subsidized health coverage through either federal or state health insurance marketplace. Another communication was COVID tax tip 2021-78 from June 2nd of 2021. It provides information about child and dependent care credit. It explains that for 2021, eligible taxpayers can claim qualifying employment-related expenses up to $8,000 for one qualifying individual, up from $3,000 in prior years, or $16,000 for two or more qualifying individuals, up from $6,000 from prior years. Another communication, which was the COVID tax tip 2021-79 from June 3rd, 2021, provides information about the expansion of the EITC for 2021 and beyond the expansion of the child tax credit for 2021 and the advanced child tax credit payments that were issued from July 15th of 2021 through December of 2021. And if you go to the IRS website, irs.gov, you can just search EITC frequently asked questions, and you will get more information. And you can also search the communications shown on the slide. Next slide, please.
Okay. There are several applications and resources where you can find information on EITC, especially in relation to ARPA. As Miguel mentioned, you can visit www.irs.gov/EITC or put EITC in the search box. It will take you to a page that will help you to find several information, a lot of information, like who qualifies, how to claim the credit, and whether or not there are other credits that you may qualify for. There are links to additional information, such as the EITC reports and statistics, which has some of the information that Teresa shared earlier with us. In addition, you can find publication 596, Earned Income Credit. This publication has the same information and includes the tables where you can figure the amount of your earned income tax credit. You can find publication 501, Dependents, Standard Deduction, and Filing Information. This publication will help you to understand who is a dependent, what is the current rules on standard deductions, and filing information for filing a tax return to claim dependents and credits. Publication 519, U.S. Tax Guide for Aliens, for if you are a resident alien or non-resident alien living in the United States. We also have publication 5585, Child-Related 2021 Tax Credits. Again, this publication can provide information on other credits that are related to you having a child living in your home or a dependent. Next slide, please.
Okay, you may qualify for tax return preparations, and what you need to know, the benefits you may receive from free in-person or online return preparation, you will get your refund much faster. Free electronic filing of your federal tax returns. You may get access to free commercial software for federal and state returns. And it's less likely that you would make mistakes on your return by missing any tax benefits. Next slide, please.
Okay, those who may qualify for EITC should consider free tax preparation services. Many organizations provide free tax return preparation at thousands of volunteer sites nationwide for those with income below $57,000 and for senior or disabled taxpayers. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance VITA program offers free tax preparation for low to moderate income taxpayers. To find a nearby VITA site, taxpayers can use the VITA TCE locator tool at irs.gov/VITA. Tax counseling for the elderly, also known as TCE, offers priority assistance to people who are 60 years of age and older. To find a TCE site, taxpayers can visit the AARP locator webpage. In addition, Active duty military members and their families can receive free tax preparation assistance at VITA sites within their installations. The volunteers can address military-specific tax issues. VITA TCE sites normally offer face-to-face tax help where safety and social distancing will be emphasized this year. But many sites have been approved to offer virtual service over the phone or online. When you visit one of the VITA sites, be sure to bring photo identification, a copy of your last year's return, your social security card, and your tax documents. For example, your forms W-2, your 1099 miscellaneous, any interest received, anything like that. Help is available near you. Call for hours of operation, and you could always visit irs.gov/VITA, or you can call 800-906-9887. And this year, I just a couple minutes ago, I said most taxpayers qualify if they earned 57,000 or less. It's actually gone up to 58,000 or less for 2021. Next slide, please.
Earned income tax credit eligible workers can also use the free tax preparation and electronic filing program, IRS Free File, which is available only at www.irs.gov/freefile. Free File is a public-private partnership that provides a free way to do a federal tax return, either by using brand name software or online fillable forms. The Free File software is available now to millions of individuals and families based on their income. Taxpayers with incomes of $73,000 and below can file a free federal tax return through the website irs.gov/freefile. There are guided preparations, and the online service does all the math. If the taxpayer has an income above $73,000, there are also free electronic forms that you can fill out yourself, and they're available on irs.gov. Keep in mind that if you choose to file your own return, you must know how to prepare it and how to perform basic calculations. This is the end of the presentation. If anyone has any question, feel free to ask it now or just type it in the chat box. I'm going to provide my email address and telephone number. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Thank you, everyone, for listening.